Hello again, Cons here. A quick video on a macro I made, or a series of macros I made for Kulve. You want to fly to the central area of Seliana so that whenever you beat the quest you get dumped back here, because that's how I post the quest. So yeah, make sure you have that setting set in the options. I think it might be as well. But yeah, you want to fly to the central area of Seliana and post the Kulve quest. The macro works on the fact that Kulve will leave the area after about 6 or 7 minutes after the initial aggro. And that's even if you don't fight her at all. Just once you've initially aggroed her, she's going to leave and you're going to get those investigation rewards. You can see I have no armor on, and I do have a little bit of a defense boost from my weapons, but it's not a huge deal. I want to be within one shot range basically so that I don't risk extending aggro, although I don't think it makes a huge difference. So yeah, from the central area of Seliana, you just want to post the Kulve quest. You can see I haven't run the macro yet, the number's still at 0. I'll quickly show you my options just so you can sort of see which ones you have to set. Just pause and make sure that these are exactly the same as mine. I believe the important settings are the ones that make sure you return to where you left from when you go to base camp, the sprint button, things like that. Also, if you're in an Asian region, then X and circle might be reversed, and so that could cause you some problems. But yeah, just run the macro once you're in the quest. And the macro will take you to Kulve's arena. Takes a little bit of a while because I want to account for dropped inputs and stuff. But yeah, aggro's her. You end up getting killed by her. And then it just waits for the time to run out so that you get your investigation rewards and it reposts the quest. This is one of a series of macros I made for this topic. Because of the loading times varying so much, I have this base one, which is based on my SSD PS4 Pro setup, which is quite fast loading times. However, I know people have much longer loading times. And so I have another one labeled like extended 5 or 6 or something. It'll be in the description below. And that one waits a lot longer for each loading time just to make sure that it doesn't skip anything. So try them both. If you don't have an SSD or a PS4 Pro, you'll probably want to try the latter one. I've uploaded a bunch of these macros to Patreon for the wonderful people who've supported me there. Yeah, if you have a look for the post. And what they do is they increase the loading times by about 5 seconds per macro. And so you can probably find one that is best suited for your setup so that you can obviously optimize the farm a little bit better. And just to clarify how this all works for anybody who doesn't realize, again, after about 5 or 6 minutes after you initially aggro Kulve, she'll leave and you'll get a small amount of investigation rewards. You take those obviously, and then you can repost the quest and repeat the process over and over again. The macro does that entirely for you, and so this is a completely idle farm. You leave it be and it will farm her on its own and build up parts. Obviously, it's not as fast as killing Kulve, nowhere near as fast, but what do you expect from a method that takes 6 minutes a run and is completely idle? Yeah, so this is obviously it's not going to be as fast as actual farming. That's not the point. The point is that you can leave this overnight, for example, and you can wake up to just hundreds of her materials. Kulve has retreated, as you can see. So yeah, it took about 6 or 7 minutes, a little bit longer than it normally would have, just because I was showing you the options at the start. But it's the macro accounts for small differences. And yeah, you can see the rewards are up now. You don't get a huge amount. You get a few shells, a few scales, and some nuggets. It's not the best. You don't obviously get the rarest rewards. But yeah, you can see the macro itself is taking a little bit of time just to account for small differences in when Kulve decides to leave the area and in like loading times and stuff. But yeah, it will now snatch these rewards, throw them to the box. And takes a while because it tries to do like redundancy and stuff like that. Then after waiting for that loading time to expire, and again other versions of the macros have longer waiting times for all of those load times, it reposts the quest quite simply. And you can see the way it reposts the quest is by going to the end of the events quest page, the final page down to the bottom. So if Kulve's quest is suddenly no longer at the end of the list, this macro will need updating. But yeah, it's fairly simple, and yeah, you can see the macro time is about to tick over. And that's all there really is to it. It's fairly simple. Hopefully this helps. Let me know if you have any trouble setting up the macros. Again, I'll link to a video that explains how to download the software and all that jazz. But yeah, I hope this helps, and I hope you have a good time farming Kulve. Take it easy. Bye bye.